die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. You either die a hero,
This line
or
from
you live
Christopher
long enough to see
Nolan's The
yourself
Dark
become the
Knight
villain.
was something even the director, Nolan, didn't understand at the time.
What? No way. Didn't he write it?
Well, it wasn't Nolan who wrote it. I mean, it was. It just wasn't Christopher Nolan. It was his brother, Jonathan Nolan. So why didn't Christopher understand this line at the time? Well, the nature of this line is that it requires time to understand, since the line itself suggests the passage of time for its statement to come to fruition. It's more of a prophecy. So why do I bring this up? Because I want to talk about internet YouTube content. Also, side note, if you see me doing the Black Preacher forehead wipe, it's because I live here in Canada and we actually managed to hit 1 degree Celsius for once. I don't know if you guys remember when video essays first started popping up on YouTube. To me, it felt like a breath of fresh air. For once, creators were actually putting in effort instead of just playing a game and yelling. Oh my God. No, I'm not saying this format was really that bad. It's still kind of entertaining to see people go hog wild over scoring a goal in a video game. But it's like, how much of that can you really watch? So when video essays came to the platform, it felt like it was filling a hole that existed on YouTube, and it was giving us a whole new type of experience. Like, YouTube used to be a platform that was basically a popularity contest. You would basically follow people and you would watch them do shit. But because of video essays, it became more about, oh, what is this video actually about? We look at Veritasium's videos, right? It's more about the content itself and what he's saying as opposed to who's saying it. There was something to learn from these videos. Oh my God, it's hot. But I don't know if you've noticed recently, everybody's making videos about how this type of format is now bad. Everyone hates this. So what the hell happened? How is this type of video that once filled a gap in the industry now being hated on so much? The simplest answer to that problem is I think there's a mismatch between the target audience for these videos and the actual audience that shows up. I look like I fucking ran a marathon. What's going on? And that's the problem, right? We're lumping together this whole genre of videos as if it's just one style when you got people doing this shit.
Title is a bit hyperbolic, but just hear me out, okay? Apple, Amazon, Meta, Google. Out of all of the soulless billion-dollar tech corporations that run,
and other people going, boo. Doesn't really sound similar, you know? And after watching a lot of these, I have to categorize them into 3 separate broad categories. Why is it so hot? What the hell's going on? Now, firstly, we've got the informative types, okay? These are the types that focus more on the information they're providing in the video as opposed to how it's being said. And a lot of the times, these videos stay on topic. You know, there's no side tangents they go on, no crazy angry rants or something, no side quests. It's all just focused to the thesis of the video. Their goal is to deliver information, all right? And they do that by giving you some sort of credibility as to why they're an authority on the topic. Maybe they have some expertise in the area through experience, or they just research the topic extensively. That's them, all right? And on the other hand, we got the entertainers, the class clowns, people like Nakey Jakey, Donkey, or Internet Pit Stop, right? All of the guys who, if YouTube didn't exist, probably be working at Walmart. They always have some crazy cinematic shit going on in their videos. They're trying to entertain. Their primary goal is to entertain the audience. They're not that concerned with the information they deliver. I mean, it's not that they don't have anything to say. You know, a lot of them can be very informative. But the main reason you show up to their videos is because, you know, you've built up a parasocial relationship with them, and you think maybe if you guys met in person, you'd hit it off, and you start talking to them alone in the shower and have a lot of conversations where you guys are buddies, right? Or maybe you think they're just absolutely based fellas who have the measured contrarian take on things and you just like them. That's all of them. The last types, now I don't really have a good idea for naming these ones, so I'm calling it the podcast types. You know, these are the types that have maybe a little too much to say in their videos. I like how they always go, to understand this, you need to understand how the earth started. Like, really? Really? I gotta understand that, huh? Why? What? What's that gonna tell me? Can you just stay on topic, dude? But the reason I'm classifying them as the podcast types is because they're long. and podcasts are long. It's very thought out here. Essentially what I'm saying is these are the lore breakdown types or H-Bomber guy types. But what I think is happening is that the audience for one type of video essay is going to another type, and they have a mismatched experience. You see, the people showing up for Nakey Jakey or Dunkey or those types of guys, they are not really looking for some new mind-blowing information. They just want to be entertained, all right? Feed my dopamine receptors right now. And you know, there's nothing wrong with that inherently, okay? We all want to chuckle here and there, right? There's nothing wrong with that. And I think a lot of videos criticizing video essay formats don't really consider this one aspect.
If you knew what I knew, you could get 10 million subscribers within 6 months.
If you watch Mr. Beast's advice on how to make it on YouTube, he constantly harps on how you must focus on the thumbnail. He tells you this is probably the most important part of making a video. And the reason for that is simple. You get the views. That's how you get the views. But the thing is, depending on the type of thumbnail you create, a particular set of expectations are induced in the audience. I mean, I'm still gonna eat it. This time I'll actually make it. Is this heaven? It really is that phone, isn't it? Ooh. And this is where understanding the audience you're trying to reach is very crucial. Now, if you look through my channel, you can clearly tell I have no clue what the hell I'm doing. I have no clue who I'm trying to reach. None of that, all right? Because some of my thumbnails, you know, they go in the informative direction. Other times it's a gaming list. What? Oh my God. Other times I'm making some brain rot videos. Who am I? I don't know. And that's the thing. Each of these thumbnails give a different set of expectations for the viewer. As soon as they see them, they think about, oh, this is probably going to be like this, right? Whenever I go on YouTube and I see Asmongold's video, I immediately know another game has changed his life. Catch Me If You Can is really based on this guy. When I see Daryl Talks Games, I'm expecting to see some cool psychological concept that somehow connects to a video game concept. In that same way, when I see a Dunkey thumbnail come up, I'm expecting to laugh my ass off as soon as he goes, bang! These thumbnails and personalities set expectations, and as soon as I see them, I realize, oh, if I'm feeling it, I click on it. If I'm not, I just scroll past. But if I wasn't feeling it and I still went on the video, I'm setting myself up for disappointment. Wham! In this video by Archad, he goes over the concept of essays and how they're supposed to be concise and to the point. And he talks about the current landscape of video essays on YouTube, and he says, this is wrong. It doesn't make any sense. We shouldn't be like this. We shouldn't be like this. And you know what? He's got a point. I get it. He's saying it doesn't meet the standardized rules of writing an essay. But it's like half the time, what even are the rules, dude? Because I don't know if you remember in high school, they used to tell us we can't start sentences with ands or buts. But when you look at the rules for grammar, there's no actual rule that states you can't start a sentence using conjunctions. Maybe that example was too much of a tangent, but I just had to let out my frustration against my high school teachers and how they duped me my whole life. Yeah, this is basically pseudo-therapy for me. Screw you. But my point is, the reason I don't like Archad's perspective is because there is no one way a video essay should be. It just matters on what your intent is and what you're trying to deliver in your video. In academic settings, I can see why there needs to be standardized rules, right? So that everyone's on the same page on what the rules are and you can read it properly. I get it. But this is creative writing. You can make anything you want. The only real goal or rule to consider is the ones you set for yourself, for your channel. If there's a goal you're hoping to accomplish with your channel, there's some rules you have to accomplish that goal. Those are the only rules that exist. There aren't really shoulds for how you should create a video, but it's more suggestions based on the goals of the channel. You know, I can have just as much fun watching every frame a painting video or a Hot Boy production video, right? It just depends on the mood I'm in and the type of experience I want. But what does that mean then? What am I trying to say here? That beauty is in the eye of the beholder? There's nothing we can criticize ever? There's no bad videos, you know? And nothing means anything, everything means everything? You know, there's no meaning to anything then. Is that what I'm saying? No. All right, let me explain myself. A lot of the time when people start a new endeavor, they start by asking the question, how do I make it good? And the problem with that question is it's not the right question to ask. Yet, because good can mean all different types of things depending on the type of video you're making. So when it comes to video essays, that question doesn't really make sense to ask unless you've answered this one question. Because based on the answer to this question, the answer to that question changes completely. Do you want to entertain the audience? Oh, well then grab that mic and start cracking some jokes up there, buddy. If you want to inform other people about a certain topic, then start applying those dumbass bass filters to your voice so that you sound confident on a topic you researched by using ChatGPT, right? What I'm basically saying is you have to make your videos good in a way that the audience you're reaching appreciates. Like if tomorrow Dunkey showed up on YouTube citing peer-reviewed journals instead of promoting his Dunko Pops, I'm gonna think the dude's been kidnapped, all right? They got him and Leah in the back of the car, kidnapped, tied, muffled up. When I see Dunkey, I wanna hear him talk about how bad Super Mario Bros. 2 is and how much he likes Knack 2. You know, I'm showing up for the dumbassery, and I don't really care about the information he provides. Not that it's bad. It's just that's not the main reason. In that same way, if a credible, informative channel starts uploading a video where he's sitting on a exercise ball with a green screen behind him, it's not gonna work, okay? I can tell you don't actually use that exercise ball. The core stability is all wrong. You're gonna fall. And I think it's just important to consider this side of making videos as well. The side where the creator has to manage the audience's expectation. If you look at a lot of the advice that's being given to new creators on YouTube, a lot of it boils down to niching down. And the reason for that is once someone watches one of your videos, they have a set of expectations for your channel. They're looking for a certain type of experience from you. And when you deviate from that expectation, it can almost feel like a betrayal for the audience. And it could lead to people unsubscribing, which depending on your goals isn't a bad thing. I'm just saying that's what it is. Essentially, you're meant to treat your channel as an episodic TV show, where the plot of the episode may change, but the general structure remains familiar throughout the show. So YouTube is actually a very terrible place to be if you're looking for creative freedom. And I'm sure a lot of you are gonna point out exceptions like PewDiePie, Charlie, or Jacksepticeye, right? These guys clearly can make a video on any topic ever and get the views. But I actually think they're also following the niching down rule. The thing is, when you're watching one of these guys, you're not watching for the actual content. You just want to hang out with them. You just want to see what PewDiePie's up to these days, or hear Charlie say some wild shit so casually.
Post about you, that's too fucking bad. I'm putting your nudes on Twitter because I'm so proud of you, baby. You got a great body.
Or hear Jacksepticeye yell. Their content hasn't changed that drastically. Maybe it grew into something different, but it's all very familiar. Well, maybe just PewDiePie, as long as you keep him away from bridges. And that's the thing, people don't just exist in a vacuum. With all the constant updates to YouTube's algorithm and what it rewards, the creators also have to adapt to that style. But if that's the case, then why are all the video essay critique videos showing up on YouTube now? You know, why didn't it show up when video essays first got popular? YouTube's not the same platform it used to be in the way back when they used to have this slogan on the page. I'm not here to give you a history lesson, all right? If you actually want to know more about how YouTube's changed over the times, you should watch this guy's video. He actually has some pretty good points about old YouTube versus current. But there is one aspect I wanted to talk about. It's that in his video, he mentions about how YouTube's changed. And the biggest change is the homepage of YouTube. Before, you used to get videos recommended based on the people you've subbed to. And maybe they'll show you people you haven't subbed to, but even that recommendation is tailored from what you've subbed to, instead of keeping all the subscriptions in a separate subscription tab. And that gave creators a lot of freedom to experiment with their videos and create a lot of random topics because their subscribers would get recommended their videos no matter what. The homepage now, though, is very different. It's more like TikTok's homepage. They don't tailor the content based on the people you follow. It's more about your actual interests. They take into account what you're actually watching, the title of the video, and they look at how long you've been watching the video and create a profile on you through which they recommend videos to you. So if a creator makes something you like and gets attention because of that, they can't just make something completely unrelated, or they don't get the chance to snowball their channel into a bigger audience. If they want that snowball growth effect, for the most part, they have to stay within the bounds of the niche. So why is this a problem? In Nomad's video on Video Essays, he mentions how he stopped watching Sunny V2 because he started to get too negative for him to handle. And that's the thing, a lot of the times what gets a creator's channel rolling is the negative shit. You know, maybe it's trash talk some other content creator in the space, right? Sign up for some Creator Clash 2, pocket that charity money, right? You're on your road to success. This is how you do drama. Also, I changed my clothes because my phone died from overheating, okay? So screw you for saying, oh, this guy's a little too sweaty. What the hell's going on? My phone gave out. We're not just at 1 degree here in Canada. It's getting pretty rough here. My point is, whatever the initial video that blows up a channel is, you're incentivized to do more of that style of video. And if it's a negative type of video, well then, guess you're making more negative shit. Do you want the snowball or what? Which is why Sunny V2 keeps making the rise and fall of the Paul brothers every 2 weeks. He may be a bad creative, but he's killing it as a YouTuber. But if I'm being honest, this is the creator side of the struggle, you know? Like, I don't give a flying Tootsie Roll about what a creator goes through. We all got our own struggles. I don't care if some content creator's stuck in his content hamster wheel. Like when I went to buy this shirt, you think I was thinking about the kid in the factory? I just went straight up to the cashier and bought the shirt. Huh? What? No. You don't want more water. You want to make more shirts. Kids these days. Look, all I'm really saying is, I don't care about whether Sunny V2 is stuck in this negative content hamster wheel, okay? I just care about whether the content I'm watching is something I actually like. So let me focus on this problem from the perspective of the consumer. Personally, I don't really like Sunny Boy's content, okay? I feel very hollow after I watch it. I need some sort of personality going on in the video. And unless we're talking about how he ends off some of his words like he's Rykard from Elden Ring,
Together.
this guy doesn't have a personality, all right? Sunny Boy's kind of lame. And his negative content just completely drains me out emotionally. It's something I can't watch more than once a month, if at all. So I try to stay away from it. But I don't think his content is bad necessarily. I think it's a good thing to have a database of the internet screw-ups. As long as old Sunny here isn't skimping on his research, it's a good thing to have. Now, I'm sure you can make the argument that classifying Sunny V2's content as a database is a little too much credit there, which fair enough. But I don't think it doesn't have a place on YouTube. I just probably won't watch any of it, and I think a lot of people that do are probably gonna get drained out by it. I think a lot of the times we blame the creators for us ruining our homepage feeds when it's like the algorithm responds to you and what you watch. If you don't like a certain type of video, just click on not interested. It's right there, man. 3 dots here and then not interested. It's easy. Don't believe what they say. You have power in what you consume. I watched one of these videos about this Retroid Pocket 5, and now my homepage is just filled with video essays on a emulation device. Does it kind of suck that the creator you grew up watching has switched his content up so much that you can't watch it anymore? Sure. But like, you know, fuck them. You don't even know them. You know what I mean? Like, screw them. Just watch something else. There's so many channels that put in effort and make good shit that don't even get the recognition they deserve. I just think this problem of video essays being bad now is not a problem in the way people think it is. The algorithm isn't necessarily a bad thing. It just amplifies your behaviors. If you have good behaviors, you're gonna be rewarded with good videos. If you have trash behaviors and only want to consume the drama, well, then you're probably gonna watch this shit, all right? So if you want someone to blame about how YouTube content's getting worse, blame YouTube. But if you want to actually start watching better shit, click not interested on the negative shit and start watching the happy shit. You know, it's time. I know as a dude, you can't go around admitting that cat's cute. Like, the amount of oral loss from saying that, you might as well name yourself Pussy. But that's how you get better content. That's all I had to say. I don't know how to end this. But thanks for watching. I'll see y'all next time.